Well, a big concern this morning. Why is there so little screening of cargo planes coming into the United States, and what can be done about it?
Yeah, joining us now, former cargo pilot and former investigator with the Attorney General in New Jersey is John Lucich. He joins us this morning. John, thanks for getting up early with us as this thing continues to unfold. I'm struck by something, though. This 9/11 Commission Act of 2007 mandated that 100% of all passenger aircraft be scanned. All the cargo, all the bags that go into these planes have to be scanned. Not for cargo planes. And is there a big loophole here?
From what I understand, only 60% of that cargo is being scanned. We're talking about millions and millions of packages for each one of these carriers. You know, when you take a look at a 757, for example, this is an airplane that has 250,000 gross weight takeoff. It's got 87,000 revenue payload. Can you imagine how many packages actually fit into that 87,000 pounds of revenue payload? It's a tremendous undertaking.
And John, I saw you sort of shaking your head ominously as Greg Palcott was giving us his report. What struck you the most?
Well, the fact that, you know, now I'm not an explosive device. The fact that this cell phone was attached to that tells me that that was going to be detonated by the use of a cell phone call to that device. All they have to do is wait till it's over a major city and send that off. So really, was this destined for a Jewish place of worship, or was it actually going to be exploded right over some major city here in the United States?
That was my question initially. Why such a grand scale, such a tremendous risk for sending two small, considerably packages to these Jewish centers in Chicago? What type of scale are we talking about if, in fact, they blew these up over a city? Then we're talking about hundreds, if not thousands, of casualties.
They don't know when that airplane is going to ultimately arrive. So if it's during rush hour over a city, we're talking about major casualties as opposed to coming in over at night.
As a former pilot, I mean, there were some questions about some pilots being aware of these things, seeing something suspicious, and we hear this repeatedly. You see something, you say something. As a pilot, what are you looking for? If you were on this plane, what are you looking for that you would find suspicious?
It is totally different for cargo pilots as it is for airline pilots who fly passengers. Pilots would be looking for, as will hopefully all of our passengers, as well as airport security, for people dropping off packages, leaving packages. A lot of things you can look for. As a cargo pilot, there's absolutely nothing you can look for. These packages are actually loaded into bins, and those bins are actually loaded on to the main deck of a 757. So figure, like in a 757, there's probably 15 of these bins loaded with thousands of packages in each one of these things. Any one of these bins probably weigh between 5,000 and 6,000 pounds. When they're enclosed in that and put on the main deck or under the lower cargo hold, there's nothing the pilots can do. It's already on the airplane.
So, of course, you're relying on the screening to have happened before that. Is there talk of screening being beefed up for cargo planes when you were a pilot?
Well, we didn't have these problems when I was a pilot, and we certainly didn't have anthrax going through the mail for postal. And there's a lot of things that are changing, and I think what you've got to step up is the enforcement against these terrorists. I mean, we just can't sit back here and always be in defense mode. That's probably one of the problems right now.
Yeah, more than 80%, they say, of the cargo that comes to the United States comes via these cargo planes, not passenger planes. John Lucich, great information this morning. Stick around. We know we're going to get some more from you throughout the morning.